And joining us now is Mr. Eric Greer. Good morning, sir. How are you today?
Doing just fine. How about yourself, Gene?
Hey, we are getting ready for another hot day here in southeast New Mexico. So,
Yep, get ready.
That's right. Hey, I wanted to ask you, a lot of the testing is going on right now around schools across Artesia. How's that process going? Is everybody getting in and got their breakfast and they got their thinking hats on and they're getting those tests all filled out properly?
That's exactly right. There is, and it looks a little bit different at each school, and it looks quite a bit different at the high school because this week is the week that seniors take their semester exams. So tomorrow is their last scheduled day to complete their exams, and if by the end of the day tomorrow, if they've taken all their exams on time, then they're done with classes altogether. Friday is designated for a makeup day for any seniors that are in that situation, but ideally, if everybody shows up and takes their test by 3:24 tomorrow afternoon, all seniors will have been, they're done with classes, and so next week is designated as senior week, and there are a ton of activities that we have planned for the seniors, for them to go out with a bang and spend some time with each other. One last week of them getting together as the class of 2022.
That's fantastic, and this year, more normal year as far as the COVID restrictions are concerned. The masks finally came off, and but you've had students in school the whole year. How have you seen the students respond to maybe the time that they were on remote learning? Have we been able to get a lot of the kids caught up, or at least getting close to back to where they should have been or should be at this point in their high school career?
We are well on our way to getting that accomplished. It's I'm not going to sugarcoat it and make it sound more rosy than what it really is. It took a toll on our students and our staff, honestly, to be honest with you, but especially our students, it certainly took a toll on, and we're having to relearn how to get back in the swing of things fully. It's been a great year. I'm so glad that we are back in school, and there's no doubt that it's been a great year, but the situation that was forced upon us over the last couple of years has proven to have some side effects that we're having to some heartaches that we're having to work through. Not just the learning aspect of it, but just the following expectations and protocols. We're having to get back in the swing of things in several aspects.
So let me ask you this: with graduation and all those activities next week, how many students do you expect to be graduating from Artesia High School next week?
Right now, we're looking at about 192 students, which this is a smaller class in general. And we did lose there's a handful of them that are going to be having to come back and finish this summer, and we always have that. We always have a handful that have to finish in summer, but this year we're looking at a little bit more that are going to be coming back and finishing this summer. But it was a smaller class in general. But we're looking at about 190, right about 190, and like I said, semester exams are going on right now, so. Some of them, unfortunately, they've got to do well, and so it's this week that determines whether they get it done or not. But we're looking pretty good. We're looking in pretty good shape, and I couldn't be more excited. Like you said, as far as restrictions go, COVID restrictions, we're we don't have to worry about the mask. We're social distancing on the field, and we're pretty excited to have a normal graduation again.
At the Bulldog Bowl. So why did you
Bulldog Bowl?
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, last year we did get to graduate in the bowl last year, but it was a limited audience. We still had the county color code and whatnot, and we had to issue tickets to the seniors to give to people that they wanted to come. But this year, hey, there's no restriction. Come one, come all. Anybody who wants to come and partake in the graduation festivities. Make your way to Bulldog Bowl next Thursday at 7:30 is the start time, and we do ask that you reserve the home side for family members and if you're just wanting to come and just partake in general, then sit on the visitor side. That way, there's more room for the family members to be on the home side. But yeah, it's going to be open to whoever wants to come this year.
Good. And you said there's a lot of activities next week for the graduating class. You want to share some of the other activities that are taking place next week as well?
Oh, sure, you bet. Yeah, some of them are private events, meaning seniors only, and some of them are open to the community. The first event is actually tomorrow to celebrate them being done with their tests and classes. They're going to have a senior sunset at the bowl tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock, and that is just for seniors only and the senior sponsors. And it's just going to be a time for them to get together and hang out in an informal manner. And there's going to be a few activities planned for them to partake in and just enjoy each other's company and celebrate being done with classes. And so that's going to be a fun event tomorrow. And then next week, starting Tuesday evening, we have scholarship night, and this is something new that we're doing, and we're going to continue doing it. And it's to honor and recognize any student who got any type of scholarship to go to a college or a trade school, and the donor is going to have the chance to be there to offer them give them a certificate, and it's just a chance to honor and recognize those students. It's going to be at the pit next Tuesday at 6, so whoever wants to come and partake in that is welcome to do so, but ideally it's going to be family members that come to that.
Mm-hmm.
Next Wednesday is going to be 2 events on Wednesday. One is senior banquet, and that's going to be obviously a private event for just the seniors, and just to have a formal banquet and meal and sideshow and guest speaker, and that's going to be just for the seniors. And then afterwards, right after at 7:30 is the baccalaureate service, and that's going to be in the auditorium at 7:30 next Wednesday, and that's open to the public as well. So anybody can come to baccalaureate next Wednesday at 7:30.
Okay.
And then of course there's the commencement exercises at 7:30 Thursday night. And then, of course, senior salute taking place right after graduation. That's not a school-sponsored activity. That's a community-sponsored event, and it's a great event. My oldest daughter graduated last year, so I went and worked all night and worked all day to get ready for graduation, and then I pulled an all-nighter working as a dad at that event, and it's a great event for the seniors, and they really enjoy that time.
Good. And then after that, it kind of concludes at the high school, doesn't it?
That's it. Yep. That'd be a wrap.
Well, that is fantastic, and I know everybody appreciates the work that your staff does to get the students through the year and then get ready for the graduation events and activities. And then anything I think you touched on this before. There's no tickets needed. You don't have to get advance tickets for the event at the Bulldog Bowl. When will they open the gates for people to start coming in to get ready to watch commencement?
My goodness, there's some things I should remember off the top of my head, and I've got it in my notes.
That's okay.
They'll be open. They'll be open by 6 o'clock for sure, but I think it's before then. But I've got everything in my notes, and I've actually looked at them earlier in this week, and I've looked at lots of dates and times, and it's not the week of, so I'm going to be giving those marching orders to the people who's responsible for opening the gates, and so they'll be open in plenty of time for people to come find a good seat.
That's right, and no tickets. Everybody you want to come to
tickets. No tickets for the bowl. That's exactly right. So weather permitting, we're going to have it at the bowl, and everybody's welcome with no tickets. If there is inclement weather and we end up having it inside the pit, which looking at the weather, I think we're in pretty good shape, but it is going to be a ticketed event if it is held in the pit. But looking at the weather forecast, I think we're going to be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, well, I'm getting old myself. I've been here long enough that there's only been 2 times that I can remember that there's not been graduation in the bowl, and one was weather, and the other was COVID. So
Yeah.
I think the weather usually clears up and moves off, and the skies break, and everything is wonderful to have it in the bowl.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I'm sure it'll be the same.
It is, yeah. So 2 years ago, we didn't have graduation. We had the parade instead, which, given the circumstances, was a great event. I believe it was 7 years ago, the weather was bad enough that we had it in the pit.
Yep.
And before that, it was, I know this because I heard it from the source, but before that, it was the late 80s, whatever year Danny Parker and J.R. Knoll graduated. It was held in the auditorium because of rain. So
Yeah.
I mean, we have a pretty good track record of having it in Bulldog Bowl. So we're excited to have it there again.
Excellent. Well, good. Was there anything else going on at Artesia High School, or anything else that you'd like to share with the folks this morning?
You know, there's always plenty going on. Just looking at upcoming events. You know, there's obviously less going on now since all the choir and band concerts and athletic events are wrapped up. We got some banquets that the golf and band had their banquet last night, and so sometimes I have to pick and choose. Sometimes I'm gonna try to make two in one night. Last night I went to the golf banquet because I have a niece that was a golfer, and it was a great event. And there's no doubt that the band banquet went well as also. And then there's let's see, this Friday there's a choir and softball banquet, and then next Monday there's track and baseball. So we got some banquets to finish out, and then of course the sophomores and juniors, they're going to be taking their semester exams next week starting on Monday. So they've got their testing schedule already, and just there's still a handful of things taking place. Next weekend, actually, our rodeo program, the state finals is in Lovington starting next weekend. So there's still one activity going on that'll finish up next weekend.
Yeah, I think the Zia Zing is Thursday night. That's I see that on the schedule. So,
yep.
So while the seniors are over at the Bulldog Bowl, the younger classes will be zinging.
Yep, they'll be zinging. That's exactly right. And so, just to make sure, you know, a lot of people know this, but just to make sure, you know, there's if you go to the Bulldog.org website, the best place to know what's going on is if you go to the district website, hover over events, and then click on detailed calendar.
Yep.
That is the calendar where we keep all the events. I'm sure you're aware of that, but just so the public knows that we do a really good job of letting it be known what all is going on, and that's the one-stop shopping center to know what's going on with all schools.
Yeah. Hey, did you go to the Powder Puff game? Do you know how that turned out?
It turned out really well. It was a great event. Yes, I was there, and you know, the first game was the sophomores versus the juniors, and the juniors won that, and then so the winner played the seniors, and the seniors ended up beating the juniors. So it was a great event. It's so much fun watching those girls play flag football, and they really get into it. It's a lot of fun watching them, but it's also a lot of fun watching because it's generally the Bulldog football players that are coaching those teams, and watch them get into it and coach those teams. And I mean, they really get into it. It's a lot of fun, and then another fun part of it is watching the cheerleaders, because of course boys dress up as cheerleaders, and it's our cheer team, and our Bulldog cheer team act as their coaches, and they put together the routine. And so watching them coach those good cheerleaders, it's just a fun-filled evening. It's a great time, and it was a great turnout. You know, the stands at Morris Field were pretty full, and I mean, the crowd got into it, and it was just a fun event. We had Coach Moppin and Coach Armijo. They were the MCs, so they were emceeing the whole event and announcing and doing interviews and whatnot. And then Coach Rivera and Coach Hotling were the officials, and they did a fine job. And just a shout out to Mrs. Humble and Mrs. Wachter. Our student council program is who put that on, and our student council has just continued to. They've just gotten better and better each year ever since Miss Humble came back to us. She used to be here several years ago, and then she ran off and taught in Las Cruces for a few years, and she came back, and she's our student council sponsor, and she's just done an absolute fantastic job of getting those students involved and whatnot, and bringing back a lot of the old traditions. And in fact, there's going to be a student council class next year, and there's 40 students in it. And so instead of breaking up in two different sections, it needs to be in one class. But with 40 students, that's a lot to manage. So Mrs. Walker is going to be our co student council sponsor. So we're going to have two student council sponsors next year, and they're active enough that we need two sponsors. So that's a good thing. And so it's they do a really good job of just doing their part as the voice of the student body and putting on fun events like Powder Puff football.
Well, good. Well, I'm glad it turned out great, and hopefully nobody got injured. No cheerleaders fell too far, and
no, not too hard. Some of them did. They're trying to do cartwheels and whatnot.
Oh, no. So, well, good. Well, Mr. Greer, thank you so much for your time this morning. We appreciate you being able to chat with us, and we'll remind everybody to come out and attend the events next week, the public ones that the public can come to, and hopefully the families will be there to support the kids. With the main thing, we got the baccalaureate on Wednesday and the graduation on Thursday and the graduation at Bulldog Bowl.
Those are the two. Yep, those are the two main things that the public is invited to attend. So, yeah, come on out and celebrate these seniors closing the chapter on their high school tenure and going off into the next chapter of their life.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, and you continue to have a great day today.
Thanks, and you do the same.
All right, thank you. That's Eric Greer from Artesia High School, and